This video is unscripted. I kind of just want to talk about my feelings, like my genuine feelings. I don't want to have like a structure video essay about this. This is less a video essay and it's more me just talking about something that I really, really care about. And, I can talk about it on Tumblr, and that is exactly what I've been doing since yesterday. But I genuinely feel like it's not enough, and I just wanted to record my feelings and just talk. This is so huge to me. I don't think people understand how huge it is. And I just need to talk about it. So Thomas from Toontown Corporate Clash was confirmed to be Hero Ace. And I have felt an amount of joy that I haven't felt in a really long time when I found out about the news. For those that aren't really familiar with Toontown Corporate Clash, this isn't really a video where I'm going to explain what it is or why I like it or any of that. I'm just here to talk about the fact that we got a canonically Aroi's character in a game that I really like. I have talked in Tumblr a lot about Thomas. I have talked a lot about how I feel about this character and how well written I think that they are. And this character has been really, really important to me this last year. When it comes to aspec representation, since we have very, very little aspec representation in general, I always try to look for it. It's this show is about two aspec protagonists, two heroic protagonists. This other show has an aromantic character. This book is about being aromantic. All of that. I look for aspec representation because there is barely any at all. And this case with Toontown was really different because when I got into Toontown, I wasn't expecting, hey, there's going to be an aspec character in this. First of all, nobody told me and nobody talked about it. When you look for aspec characters in media, you don't really see, oh, Toontown Corporate Clash has an aspec character. No, nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that. Nobody knows about that. I made so many, I wrote such long paragraphs about how well this character is implied to be aromantic, over and over again, and how impressed I was by how well written this was. And I was not expecting a Toontown server to have such a well written and unexpected aspec character. It completely blew my mind. I guess the thing about Thomas is that I have never really consumed a piece of media without the knowledge that I'm going to see an aspec person there, because I always assume that if I watch a piece of media, there is never going to be an aspec character, unless I have seen online that this show has an aspec character, without an announcement that this show has an aspec character, without a promise that there is going to be an aspec character. I never expect media stories, fictional stories, to have an aspec character. I just do not expect it. I always have headcanons, but I literally never expect, we're totally going to get an aspec character in this. I don't. Because it's not me being negative. It's it's the truth. Unless you get a promise of there is going to be aspec characters in this, I never expect aspec characters. It's the truth. Even in media that is this show has an aspec character, and then it's literally confirmed outside of the show, outside of the game, outside of whatever. It has no impact on the character at all. Don't get me wrong, that's not always the case, but it happens so much. Aspec representation in general is so dire. Thank God we have a bunch of really good ones. I'm not saying that Toontown is the first one to do it right. Absolutely not. There has been recently, as of recent years, there has been a bunch of really, really good aspec characters that have meant a lot to me. There has been a lot of aspectors that have meant the world to me that have like changed my life, like actually, like that's how important aspec representation is, and that's how important these aspec characters are. I guess I'm rambling here about Thomas because Thomas was like genuinely a surprise. Not that it came out of nowhere, because I have written like long video essays about how I feel about Thomas as a character, as an aspec character. It's a surprise because I never expected the team behind Toontown Corporate Clash to actually ever confirm it. Like, there was always this doubt in my mind, like, what if Thomas isn't even like meant to be aspec? What if I'm like just insane? And I always have like high expectations of what if this character was aspec, and then the writers are like, no, that wasn't the intention, or like they change their minds and they give them a love interest or something, or hell, maybe they are reading the character as an aspec character, but they never confirm it. Which I was afraid that was the direction that Toontown was kind of heading towards, because there was so many hints throughout the years that Thomas is aromantic and asexual too. But honestly, I focus more on the aromantic part. I think Thomas as a character kind of focuses more on his aromanticism, but yeah, he's Iris. But yeah. I always was so worried of like, what if they like never confirm it? And like, I have talked about how I personally prefer to have a character that is written as a romantic and they never say that they are a romantic, over a character that is never written to be a romantic, but the creators say, oh yeah, they are romantic. Like they say it on Twitter or on Twitch, on an interview or whatever. It's like, well, that means absolutely nothing to me. There's like actual real representation out there. There are actually characters that I relate to. There are characters that have aromantic experiences, asexual experiences too. And it's like a character that you just say they are aspec, but you never show it in the story, like means absolutely nothing to me. It makes me sad because there are people that I see that like get excited over the bare minimum, and I'm like not blaming them, but like I personally think we deserve better. We deserve better than confirming that a character is erased on Twitter or an interview or whatever. We definitely deserve better than that. That's how I see it, and I honestly don't blame you for getting excited over the bare minimum, but I don't get excited over the bare minimum anymore. I honestly get a little angry. And the thing about Thomas is that what I've always liked about these characters is that they never really made a big deal out of him. Like, they never, like, oh, this is our asexual, aromantic character. They never made a big deal about him. He just kind of, like, existed in the game and had, like, really, really strong writing and like, heavily implying that he's aspec. These stories about being aspec, their character arcs about, like, yeah, like, we have characters like that. I'm not here to say, again, Toontown is the only one that does it, because I hate when people do that whenever there's an aspec character and they start saying, oh my god, this is like the first character that it's like, no, they're not. You just need to look further. You just need to look into media that has aspec characters. I promise you, it's not the first time they do it, and I'm begging you to look for the representation because it's out there, and I hate that it gets ignored. So, like, no, I'm not trying to say here that Thomas is the first one to ever do it. You know, I think there's a difference between that has never existed and that I haven't experienced myself. Because, like I said, I have seen characters that are aspec, but I already knew that they were aspec. That's why I watched the shows. But I have never, like, stumbled into something that I like, a show or a game or something, and then a character happens to be aspec. And, like, not just happens to be. Like, they have a very strong, like, aromanticism and asexuality are a huge part of their lives. They're a huge part of their characters. But the creators are not, like, be like, oh my god, we have aspec representation in our game. You know, it's like, it's casual, but it's sincere. And, like, it makes me really sad because this was announced yesterday. And, like, of course, I'm seeing Toontown fans being excited about it, like, oh, hell yeah. But I'm not really seeing, like, I don't, like, I hope the aspec community finds out about this character. Like, you can You cannot care about Toontown if you don't want. You don't have to play like 1,000 hours of Toontown for you to care. But like I think I just wanted to ramble and make this video so that more people know about like this character, Thomas from Toontown Corporate Clash. I just wanted to make like this short video of me rambling about how huge this is, and like you need to seek for representation. You, like, when people say there is no aspec representation, yes there is. I promise you, you just need to seek for it. Like, I get it, like I am frustrated too about the lack of it, but like it's out there, and it hurts when people ignore the representation that we already have. And like Toontown is like a very small case. Like yeah, like it's awesome, and like I'm like making a whole video about it, and like the news of Thomas being aspec like made me, I don't think I've been that happy in this whole year, if I'm being honest. Like I think the happiest day of this year for me was yesterday, finding out that Thomas was aspec, like canonically aspec. But Thomas, like I said, Thomas is like a small percent of like aspec representation that is out there. And like I think I just wanted to like make this like short video because I kind of want to like scream like, hey, look at this, look at what they did in this game that a lot of people don't know about. Like, see that there is aspec representation out there. And like I kind of just want to like scream. It's like, please, I want people to know that there are a lot of really good aspec stories out there. Like, I think people just go to the mainstream stuff, and it sucks. And like, you are missing out on really good characters like this and really good stories like this. Like, whenever I think about Thomas, it's like Thomas is like the example, not the example, but like a really good example of how you can have a character that is just casually like aspec. Like, no, I think people just think that you can have storylines about being aspec, and it's crazy. And I don't know, Thomas is a character that is like a really good example of like you can make a romanticism and asexuality a part of the character's life. Like I think people really think that it's like when you come out as like a romantic and asexual and etc., like a platonic, loveless, etc. Like I think people that aren't that, like, you know, allos, I think allos think that it's like, okay, I guess I'm a romantic, and like that's it, and like you never have anything else in your life that has anything to do with being aspec. For them, I think for them it's kind of like just, okay, I'm aspec, and I am valid for being aspec, and like that's it, and we have like no conflicts going on, or like nothing interesting going on with us. It's just we are aspec, because I think for them, like, the lack of like love, of like, you know, all of that is like super uninteresting to them, and they have no idea what to do with quote unquote lack of like sexual attraction or romantic attraction or love. And it's like you can really tell, like, even if you are like, well, I support aspec people, it's like, yeah, I'm glad, but do you care? Do you want to like learn more? I don't know. I am rambling. Like I said, this is the rambling video. This no topic. This is the podcast video, honestly. I should just make a podcast about aspec characters, or like analyzing media in an aspec perspective or something. I'm not going to do that, but like in a better word, I will do that probably. But yeah, I kind of just want to scream about how important like this announcement was to me. Like, I mean, I have no idea if anybody in the dev team is going to like watch this video, but if you are, generally, thank you for this character, because he means a lot to me. I don't want to point fingers, but like, yeah, a lot of franchises do the whole thing of, by the way, guys, this character's actually meant to be asexual. This character's actually meant to be a race. And unfortunately, they basically never say, hey, by the way, guys, these guys are romantic. It's always either asexual or a race. that which making clear it doesn't mean that it's bad to have asexual or aroace representation. No, it's not. Good lord, no. But yeah, most allos, when they try to make aspec representation, they skip over being aromantic quite a lot, because I don't think a lot of them even know that there is a difference between being aromantic and being asexual. And if we're talking about aplatonic, afamilian, and loveless, good lord, that's another kind of worms, because that there is no representation of that, like zero, and it's fucking awful. And well, I hope to change that with my game. Speaking of Toontown, he is one of the reasons why I'm making a game. I think a lot about Thomas. I think a lot about how their aromanticism affects them, how their aspec, not personality, how their aspec identity affects their everyday life in a very amatonormative society. And again, thanks to this character, like my year has like changed. Like a lot about my life has changed because I think a lot about this character, and because I think a lot about this character, I think a lot about aromanticism. I think a lot about the aspec community. I think a lot about my life. I think a lot about myself, my relationships, and it's a lot thanks to this character. And I just want people to know that this character exists. That there is aspec representation out there. I just want you to seek out for aspec representation, please, God. I just want people to know about this character. And like, I know this is the rambling video. I know that nothing else is going on in this video. But I don't know what to say. I generally don't know what to say. Thank you so much for confirming that this character is aroace. Like, you have no idea how much it means to me. And yeah, I think when it comes to like aspec headcanons that I have, I like never win. We never win. Like they either never confirm them, or hell, maybe they completely end up erasing their aspec identity. Like, I don't know how to explain that this was really huge to me. It's not the ultimate aspec representation, but hell, dude, it meant something to me. Like, I'm not lying when I say that when I saw it, I actually cried. Because it meant a lot to me. It was important to me. It was a really, really happy moment. And I don't know how else to thank the depth that makes this game happen. I don't know how to thank them, how much to thank them. Just thank you for making this character. Thank you for caring. Like, yeah, thank you. Thomas Toontown is awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I have no idea how to end this rambling of a video, because that's what it is. This is just rambling. This is not a video. You don't have to watch this one. This is the filler video, you know? Like, you don't have to watch it. I just wanted to scream at the world that this character exists and that we should be really happy that this game did this. Even if you have never played it, even if you will never play it, even if you don't care a lot about this character. I see people celebrating when a character is confirmed to be aspec in other franchises, and I don't see people outside of the Toontown fandom to celebrate that we got this confirmation of a character that was already heavily implied to be aspec. We should be happy. We should celebrate when we get these characters, and we should make people know, hey, this franchise actually has a really well-written aspec character. Pay attention to this one, please, so that we can get more representation like this. So yeah, I just wanted to spread the word about how awesome Toontown Corporate Clash is, and then honestly, you should totally play it because it's a really fun game. It's really cool. There's a lot of, like, it's just awesome, guys. You should play it. I played it for like 4 months straight. I did nothing else with my life other than playing Toontown. You should do the same thing. And I'm eagerly awaiting for the next big update, and I wish good luck to the devs of this awesome game. And thank you so much for creating Thomas and for making them canonically aspec. I'm sure that was like the intention since the beginning, because like, yeah, the way this character is written is like obvious, but like, Genuinely, thank you. Thank you, because not many franchises do this. Thank you.